Well, okay, this is the season 1 finale. With playing just 2 shots, these seasons go pretty quickly. But I'm excited for the story to come to a conclusion and also to wrap up the game for the players. And when we move on to season 2, we'll be playing with a whole new group of players. So if you need to catch up, look at episode 0 where we go through character creation, and also check out episode 1 where we start this journey. Before we really get into the episode, I kind of want to talk about one thing in particular. What do you guys think of the game, and also how I'm playing it or presenting it? Are you enjoying yourself? Does this make you want to play Warhammer the Old World role-playing game? Whether the answer be yes or no, please just let me know. Comment on the video, send me an email, whatever you like. But also, just so everyone knows, I actually turned this show into a podcast also. So you can go to any of your podcasting apps and search for Grim Importance, and you can find us there. So the one problem I'm running into as a GM of this game is encounter balance, which honestly is a hurdle in most tabletop RPGs. But sometimes I feel like my encounters are way too easy or just way too hard. So my last question for you is, should this game be hardcore and the players really have to fight to even survive? Or should I give the players the benefit of the doubt and let them fulfill their story? I don't know. Let me know. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed the episode. This is the season 1 finale. I'm excited for everyone to see it. Enjoy.
There are dozens of towns like Talagat across the Empire. Centers of trade and commerce, their walls offering safety, and teeming streets providing opportunities that cannot be found in far-flung villages. And yet, no two are exactly alike. A fortified port on the Talabek River, Talagad is a town of merchants and artisans, of thieves and vagabonds. Though a great deal of trade passes through, little of that wealth remains for long. For the town exists in the shadow of the mighty Talabheim, and the capital's nobility lay claim to every coin they can. As a result, few have time to spare for concerns beyond their immediate needs, and yet they should. I beg you, bear witness to these dark portents with grim importance.
Hey, hi everyone. Welcome back.
Hello.
Welcome. Let me grab my adult beverage. Oh. So, as always, we need to talk about the last unicorn, which I'm really excited to talk about. And we're gonna talk. What was that?
Said like we always talk about the last unicorn. Like we always talk about every episode.
It's worth talking about every single episode, right? The beer I'm drinking this evening is just purely a pick because this is great label art. This is Kings County Brewing Collective, which they always have great art on their cans. This is Penguins in Space.
Hell yeah.
And they've got, like,
that's amazing. That's amazing.
Too.
It's a hazy IPA with an ABV of, let's see here, 5.2. All right. I'm gonna share my quick thoughts about the last unicorn. First time I've seen it, really enjoyed it. I'm gonna give it like 4 out of 5 Mommy Fortunas. The movie really dated itself. The animation style, the pacing,
The voice acting.
the voice acting, and the music too. Oh my, the music, the original music by the rock band America was like it created like almost like a dream sequence for me. It felt like I was in like floating through a dream, and I was like, I really enjoyed that. It was a weird movie. It was strange. I particularly enjoy the scenes with Mommy Fortuna and the harpy were just bonkers, like bonkers.
Yeah, that's when the dream turns into a nightmare.
Yes, exactly. The beginning was also happy and like fairy tale-ish. It was really good. What does anyone else think if they want to jump in?
Well, I'd already seen the movie, but on rewatching it, I'm like, this has to be the worst children's movie to actually show a child.
Nightmare
Because
fuel, straight nightmare fuel.
It's not just nightmare fuel. It's like the themes are so disturbing at points when she turns into a human and she's so overwhelmed with the sense of mortality.
Yeah, that's
like
intense.
I can feel this body rotting all around me. Oh my gosh, I can't remember her name. Like Molly, is it her name?
Yeah, the wife or yeah.
Oh yeah, and when I don't know, I might be jumping on your toes here, but when the unicorn shows up and she's distraught because she showed up in her life in her later years.
Yeah.
It's so
like
intense.
Yeah, it's. I think as a child, if I had seen this movie, it would have given me a complex.
Zach, what do you think of this movie?
I think before I need to give my critique, I need to open this Oban Little Bay.
Ooh.
I just rolled an 8 on my Wandering Whiskey table here, so I'm gonna pour that real quick. Yeah, it was funny. I think the commentary about a children's movie, I was like, it starts. Yeah, I mean, beautiful art, these landscapes shifting. I was like, okay, it's got a little something going on, and I'm like, a rated G. Okay, interesting. Let's see how this goes. But yeah, like you said, I'm glad I did not watch this with my children. Even my children are older, and I still don't think I want to watch this with them ever. Maybe.
I think older would almost be worse.
It's like too deep, and yeah.
Like I think young enough to be impressionable, but old enough to start to glimpse the themes. I think.
Yeah,
like the worst possible age.
Discord, the tree scene, a little rough. The harpy eviscerating the
the tree scene.
Weird. I was like, what is that?
The voluptuous tree hugging you. Like, what?
Poor Schmendrick, man.
It's something very, the moral of that movie is something very existential, very mortality. Like you can't have everything.
It's a very German film.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can never really place what the Red Bull was supposed to be thematically.
Yeah, like is there some historical like a theme that I did not get a chance to watch the full video essay, which I was bummed. But I was curious if that was covered at all. If everybody knows the historical, like this guy.
I think the Red Bull might just kind of represent like industrialization or something to that effect.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
there we go.
Waiting for like a Fern Gully kind of vibe. Yeah.
Like the exploitation of like nature and all that kind of stuff, with, like Mama Fortuna and all that stuff.
Yeah,
kind of like ties into the whole thing.
Got it. Okay, that's fair.
That's just my read on it, at least. I don't know how that's supposed to be interpreted or not, but
the Red Bull almost didn't even feel like the villain of the movie. The villain just felt like the villain felt like time.
Yeah, the villain is it definitely feels like it, the Red Bull definitely feels like just a force of nature that is inevitable, right?
Yeah, that's a fair yeah.
I guess I'll talk a little bit about my thoughts, unless you had anything more to say, Zach.
No, yeah, 2.5, 3. I'm kind of in the middle.
That's a low rating. 2.5, 3 Prince Lears.
So today I am going to be drinking Dragon's Milk bourbon barrel aged stout.
Nice.
I've had it many times before. It is a little stronger, so I'll be taking it's 11 ABV, so I'll be taking it a little slow. But I really enjoyed the movie, and this is kind of like a personal aesthetic thing for me. I really like this early like 70s to 80s to like early 90s, like pre like Lord of the Rings films.
Yeah.
Kind
Yeah.
of, like,
I'm with you.
fantasy
I'm with you.
stuff. Like
Pre
never
Lord of
ending
the Rings
story.
fantasy.
Yeah, well, no, pre Lord of the Rings film like fantasy movies.
Yeah.
And I really like that aesthetic, and I like the areas that it explores, because it feels really experimental at times, right? If you kind of see that in a fantasy movie, where it feels like nowadays modern fantasy feels a lot more formulaic, and back then it feels like they didn't really have a formula, so they're just trying stuff, and it's really cool to see, I think. I would give it like a good 4 for me, because like it hits those aesthetic notes really, really well.
The film that it really reminds me of is one of my favorites. I watched it as a kid. I did not understand it as a kid, but I've watched it a lot since then. Is a movie called Wizards.
Yeah, the Ralph Bakshi movie.
Yeah, and it's like that, but turned up a few more notches. But it's like weird and different, but still magical. But has a very strong message, dark message, and it's like reminded me a lot of that, of Wizards.
Yeah, like it reminded me of Watership Down in a really interesting way that I wasn't expecting.
Damien, what did you think?
Well, first, I am drinking some Four Roses.
Ooh.
I see. Yeah.
You guys are so much more classy than me.
I thought it was a very interesting movie. Interesting because the like vibe of it and a lot of the little like lore bits that they were throwing in there felt I'm gonna say like esoteric kind of like
it felt disconnected. The story was very disconnected, like,
but I was kind of into it, like looking down in the water and saying that he like drove the unicorns into the sea and that he can still see them in there. I was like, I thought that was pretty interesting, like a
really
new
cool,
way
right?
to like express like driving them to extinction kind of thing. The whole like having to solve that weird riddle to try and like get into the
skeleton was weird.
Skeleton's really fucking weird. That whole scene was kind of wild because turning water into wine probably represents something there.
There's a lot of imagery there. Yeah.
Handing him the empty bottle that he's
It's really funny. It was really good. I do like that. That was good.
Yeah, but
it was very fever dreamish. I will say that.
It felt like you were in some sort of weird fever dream fantasy hallucination situation.
Yeah, where like everything is supposed to mean a little bit more there. You're on your like a vision quest kind of a thing, but nothing has fallen into place yet. Yeah, but I would probably give it 3 harpy breasts.
3 harpy breasts. I was gonna jump in and say I would say 1 to 5 drowned unicorns, but harpy breasts is spot on. Okay, let's do. I'm gonna do like a quick recap of episode 1. We're on episode 2. We'll end at the end of this episode. Episode 1. These 4 adventurers met by coincidence in the Market Bund, which is the main market square in Talagad, where a execution of a witch was occurring, and that witch basically cursed you, or cursed 2 of you. Then the Sigmarites were after you, then the Town Watch was after you, and you entrusted in your good friend Cox Flummery to help you escape to the other side of the city to get to the Riverrun Inn, where Lottie was there because her name was mentioned by the witch who cursed you. You walked in, and Clem took Lottie aside and explained to her why you were there, and she said, Clem, the Manan's maiden, that's me. But I haven't heard that name in decades. The last time I heard that was my grandfather Ming. He called me that. That was his his pet name for me. He called me that as a child because he loved to watch me playfully swim in the rivers of the Talabek River, which we're on right outside. But no one since then has called me that.
Well, Lottie, you're gonna have to do a little bit. You're gonna have to give me a little bit more than just that. You've come over and you've just seemingly, I suppose, blessed these two.
Yes. My grandfather taught me many things, one of which was the prayer you heard. I must admit it's a small prayer. It's a Manan. Your friends are helped now, but it will not stay. The curse that is upon them won't simply go away that easily.
We were like mid cheers, Ulfar. We're like, yeah, we made it. We're gonna live. What? Did come back?
Excuse me?
Oh shit.
Well then, Lot. I don't mean to continue to impose. You've already been so hospitable and nice, but we do need to try and remove this as soon as possible. These, after all, are two of my best customers, and you know how bad business has been lately.
Yes, I know. It's the city. There's fewer and fewer merchants coming to the city. I'm feeling the you see her look around, kind of look at the door, look back, and she says, "It's I'm feeling the strain also. But of course, Clem, you're a good friend of mine. You're always welcome here. Please, your friends, relax, take a room, have a meal. Friends are always welcome at the River Run Inn." And with that, now we're going to skip on to kind of downtime. We're going to do a quick downtime situation. First of all, I love to do this. In the Game Master's Guide, there is a completely random table of events. It says you're supposed to roll once into it. I'm going to try to do some improv here. I'm going to roll straight into a random event and see what happens. Packer's pox sweeps through Talagad, leaving almost 1 in 4 too ill to undertake their labors. The able-bodied, or those able to hide their boils, command a few extra pennies for their work, but a pall of fear descends on the town as many fear catching the pox. Oh, okay, that actually works out perfectly. So this downtime is going to roughly last a few days. And with this pox sweeping the city, business at the River Run Inn has slowed to a crawl. People are staying home. And matter of fact, normally the front doors of the River Run Inn are wide open, greeting guests daily. Lottie has maybe closed the doors for the protection of herself and the people in the inn, which are the 4 of you, and of course your good friend Cox.
Lottie, I know Cox isn't paying, but and I know you offered this for free, I think, reading through between the lines there, but here's a silver for your trouble. We really appreciate your hospitality these days, but Cox outside in the rumors, can't be too careful. It's like this blackness is coming out of my head.
That's so kind. Cox, are you paying for your stay here? And you see him like shoveling food in his mouth, and he's like, "No, I mean, I'm your good friend too, right, Lottie, old friend?" And she says, "Well, I did hear you recently took money off a bunch of rubes in the market bunt yesterday. I know you have a few coin in your pocket." And you see him, and you see Cox look at Lottie, and then look at the 4 of you, and look at Lottie.
I give him a real stern eye.
And he says,
I put up my hands like, I don't have any money.
I give Cox, not Ulfar. I'm paying for Ulfar. You though, Cox.
Well, you might be right there, Lottie. And he takes out a coin out of nowhere. You don't see like him with a coin purse, but all of a sudden there's a coin in his fingers, and he flicks it over to Lottie. So one mechanic in the game that you've noticed when you went through endeavors is with your contacts, these the people in the city that you know, you can be in debt to them or they can be in debt to you. And and one of the downtime activities is repaying a debt to one of your contacts or asking for their help and to help you out. But I'm going to go ahead and say, first of all, Clem, you are, this won't really affect the rest of our game, but mark it on your character sheet just for fun. You are now in debt to Lottie.
Okay.
And also, Conrad, whether you choose to pay it or not, you are indebted to Cox.
I don't think that's how Conrad sees it.
Okay, the next thing on the downtime is called the infection test. Now, last session, who actually suffered a wound? I think it was only one or two of you.
Yeah. Yeah. Conrad got hit crossbowed, I think.
Let's see here.
I write down. I got.
At the end of the day, when you have suffered any wounds, even if the wounds have been treated or healed, you must take an endurance test. So that anyone who suffered a wound last session, give me an endurance test.
The old guy killed by Conrad in the first scene, he suffered a wound.
The poor
He'll be
guy who
fine.
got stabbed for
He'll
just
be
being there.
He was being such a baby about that, really. So, an endurance test?
That's 2 successes. And what you needed was, if you score fewer successes than the number of wounds you received, you gain a festering wound. So you're fine. Okay, we've done the infection test. Now, I mentioned before that you gained 1 experience from your past session. So now you have either 3 or 4 total experience for all of you. Has anyone had the chance to look at where you might want to expend this experience?
Yeah, I think I just want to put mine straight into strength.
Yeah.
I'll do the same, actually.
All right.
I already spent most of my XP on character creation for intense scrutiny, which is a talent that basically lets me glean a lot more information when I'm talking to people.
When you scrutinize, yeah.
Yeah.
Log, did you advance at all?
Yep. Log also upgraded some of his strength-based skills during character creation at the end. So before that session, yeah. So he only has 1 XP. He'll just bank it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll leave that in the bank. Did anyone get a chance to review the endeavors? These are like the actual full-on activity you do during a downtime. There's a lot of variety here. There's advancement stuff. There's kind of investigation stuff. There's investment of like having more money to spend. What did everyone choose to do?
I'm going to go ahead and try the invest money endeavor.
Oh.
What this one says is you stake your money on a risky venture hoping to generate a return. So I'm basically going to want to talk to some kind of like a businessy individual, especially now that the plague is coming in. Maybe I can try and weasel my way into a certain good. And I'm looking at a pistol, because my ballistic skill is a lot better than my weapon skill. That is a, let's see, Fellowship of 3, Charm of 4. So let's give this a shot. Sadly, only 1 success.
Oh,
However,
this is fun. So that's a success. You'll get the coin with that, but that's considered a quote unquote complication. So I can add a little bit into it.
I like the idea of having a complication tied with it. This is Clem's first time trying to like purchase a firearm, and I think it's more fun if it goes a little bit south.
A little awry.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're not gonna like role play this all out, but in this shop, maybe it's a little shady shop. It's you went out on the streets, and it's all the streets are vacant because of the pox situation. But you find the one shop. It's called the Armorer's Grin. It's kind of around the corner. It's in a little dark alley in the bad part of town, and the vendor says, "Yeah, I'll sell this to you, but you can't ask where it came from."
Oh, I wouldn't say a word. Of course not.
Of course. Well then, it's a fine crafted weapon. Enjoy it, young lady.
Well, it's been a pleasure doing business with you. Thank you so much.
All right, I'm just gonna leave it at that. you now have a pistol. You have purchased a pistol.
Okay.
Clem strapped.
The cool thing that I did read though with endeavors is during downtime, when you make an endeavor test, you still count the number of failures in your dice pool. So since I failed 2 of those die, I would mark 2
Yes.
I think Ulfar would like to try a test of might of some description.
You enter a contest to prove your physical prowess.
Yeah, so maybe Ulfar fancies himself a bit of a pugilist and wants to enter in like some local like boxing tournament.
Oh
or
yes, of
something like
course.
that.
The local bare knuckle boxing tournament is
Yeah.
being held currently.
2 successes.
2 successes. You enter the bare knuckle boxing contest, and actually, you know what? The 3 of you obviously come along to watch, right? You need some spectators. You needed like a cheering section, and you see
Conrad missed.
That's okay, Conrad. He didn't expect Conrad to show up.
and the gentleman, the distinguished gentleman running this tournament is a man named Alfred Two Fingers, and he's on one hand he's just got the pointer finger and the middle finger, and he's a real shady guy, real shady. And you see him as Clem celebrates your win. You see him eyeing your pistol.
Ooh.
But we're gonna leave it at that. So yes, you now have that one. When you make one fellowship test a glorious this session.
Gotcha. Sweet.
All right, Conrad.
Conrad is going to lay low. Specifically, he's laying low because he's hunting down the Sigmarites who castigated him in the town square.
So whoever would be after you.
Cox
Would
is
not be-
right there. He's right there.
Isn't the town guard after them?
Yeah, they are. That's a very good point. Yes, so go ahead and give me either a stealth or awareness, whatever you want, with additional dice.
Oh my god.
Yeah, see how many dice you're rolling? That's the 3 successes. So it is it's there. This group called the Sheltered Flame is the group of Sigmarites that are just outside of Talagad. They are actually they're led by this elderly woman who's a complete fanatic, and her name is Mother Hace. You have some like brief interactions with her. You know who she is. Would you consider her too radical for your personal taste, or just right?
Not radical enough. And frankly, she's hired thugs. She's hired thugs who take the name of Sigmar in vain. And so I think Conrad appears in her bed chambers at night. Not like that. like she's retiring for the day, and she's like removing her makeup, and then lightning strikes, and he's there in the background.
Please. Hold on, I want to tell you one more piece of information before you whatever you're gonna do to Mother Haze. That actually at the River Run Inn, there is a weekly dinner that's purchased by Mother Haze. With 3 successes, you get all the information. That is where the Sigmarites found this witch in the first place. Found her here, and then took her to the market bund to kill her.
Okay. So Conrad appeared in the night to Mother Haze, and he asserted his righteousness and innocence, and said that he was getting to the bottom of this drowned hag story. He's like, your hired thugs have driven me to this, to skulking in the shadows like a rat. And if I didn't know better, they were torturing that witch, not for Sigmar, but for themselves.
You see her first a little startled that you're in her room like this, but then she says, Yes, brother Conrad. You are right. We have not been vigilant enough for Sigmar.
Perhaps a punishment is in order. If they enjoy the flame so dearly, perhaps they should feel it.
You see her consider it. Yes, the flame. As long as the witch and the taint that cursed her is dealt with, you will be held in high regards in the eyes of Sigmar.
Very good. I had a feeling from your reputation that you are a woman of enduring character. Sigmar preserve you. Does the hammer sign them as kind of like a yeah, he's like, Sigmar preserve you, Mother Hayes. And
He says,
and stay well. You look gaunt. 'Twould be a shame if anybody thought you were sick.
that was a good little scene. I like that. Log.
Log's going to opt for the change career endeavor because no one clearly can be up to par with his artisan guilds. No, I'm just kidding. Not going to do that. But
That is a choice, though. That is a choice. But anyway,
for the listeners out there listening to check out the game, that's kind of an interesting endeavor. You're like, this isn't working out. You have the option to change that, which I think is interesting. Lottie, I think business is down. Just your tools are awful back there in the kitchen. They're just, I can see them hanging up there. There's just tarnished and wear, and your slotted spoon has just 87 holes in it. You can't get any friction on the side of the pots. Log is going to actually do the craft trapping endeavor.
okay.
And he Log takes a this sort of discarded fire poker that's outside maybe the hearth in the building, and he's just over the next X amount of time is just going to start taking it apart and keeping it in the fire. He's toiling skill.
Yeah,
He's gonna toil over this turning this sort of discarded metal. In this case, turn it into a new cooking set, which is a brass level trapping. And he's going to take this long off this terrible fire poker, clean it up, turn it into sort of a full tool set, a nice spatula, a slotted spoon, sort of a grill fork, and maybe a
grill brush.
A grill brush, yeah. That's the first thing I thought of. I was like, that's weird. Okay. He is again gonna emboss some of these dwarven runes on the side of each of these tools, Hearthborn of the River Run. And he's going to sort of gift that. He's going to try to make this and gift that to Lottie. All right, so it's a toil check. He's going to get a bonus die. Thank you, illustrious GM here. He'll try to roll.
You couldn't quite finish it.
Man, I just need more time. You
didn't have enough bristles for the brush.
It's like, why did I do a brush? God.
Lottie definitely sees your effort and how grateful she is. She immediately, Clem, your debt to Lottie is gone. The level of cooking at her establishment is going to take a step up.
Got it. I think I finished the spatula. But I'm like, oh, here it is, but I can't give it to you without the whole set. So I need a little.
All right. The last thing we're going to do in this downtime is purchases. You can just honestly purchase right now.
Did I get any filthy lucre for my back alley punching?
What you receive for winning, it's a red bandana.
Interesting.
But who has lore Talagad?
I do.
What you realize after watching him win the tournament and receiving this red bandana, that is the symbol or the calling card of the Red Grins, which are roughly the largest criminal enterprise in the city.
Yeah, I think I come up and I have it wrapped around my bulging biceps, and I'm like, look, Clem, I got myself a prize.
Oh, Ulfar, let's take that off.
Come on, I just won it.
You can wear it out, but then I would recommend taking it off rather quickly. Are you familiar with the red grins? Nasty sort of, pretty substantial criminal element. It is definitely good to have in the back pocket, but it is not something that I would go willingly. Walking around town with the guard may start to ask some questions.
He kind of nods and acquiesces, and he's like, "Oh, very well, very well." And he kind of folds it up and like just puts it away.
All right, so at the end of roughly the second day, the end of the downtime period, the four of you happen to be back at the River Run Inn. And as you all come back, maybe some are hanging out with Cox, some are returning through the front door, maybe you're in your room sleeping. Lottie pulls you aside and says, I wouldn't be going out anytime soon. The streets are deserted because of the pox, and then I just received word that someone has assassinated one of the elven merchants in the city, one of the highest with a pistol.
Everyone's looking at Clem.
The Gnarl Rotters are going door to door looking for this attacker.
Is there a serial number on that weapon?
A very particular pistol.
Well, it couldn't have been me. I've been with you all for the most part.
Clem, why are you even saying anything? We would never have suspected you. You don't have a gun.
Exactly. Yes.
What's all the great consternation about, anyway? So what? An elf died in the gutter.
I love it. I love
I
it.
wonder, Conrad, is that how you will speak of us as well when we meet our demise?
Conrad looks like, oh, my dear dwarf, of course not. In fact, my animus toward the elves is shared with your people.
Log thinks for a second and walks away.
You are all the two dwarves. You after the second day, you start to feel a little winded. You know, you see the black stains on your legs are coming back. Actually, no. First we're gonna do this. Everyone, take a recall check, a straight recall. Clem, you get a +1 dice on this because you have a Lore Talagat.
That extra die helped. I got 2 successes.
I have 1 success.
Log gets one.
All right, 2 successes. Okay. Later that day, or like minutes after you're having this conversation with Lottie, remember the well-dressed woman that Lottie was having a conversation with?
Mm-hmm.
She ends up coming back and sitting down in the common area of the inn, sipping at some wine. And you actually, at this point, remember who this person is. She's actually a well-known person in town. She is Lady Engelblut. She is the current heiress to the Schläger Cellars, which sells wine around the city. Some of the best wine, actually. And actually, it's the wine she's drinking at the table right now. Ulfar had 1 success, and Logar had 1 success. You heard some people talking about the drowned hag. You picked up some bits and pieces from around your time around this area that the drowned hag is supposedly like sleeps underneath the River Run Inn. That's like the local fairy tale. And that you can tell when the drowned hag is coming back because you can hear the bones of her enemies jingling in her jar.
Did you all hear that ridiculous tale of the drowned hag being literally under where we were sleeping? I heard that from a drunkard in the tavern room last night. I don't know if that's real or not.
Oh yes, I heard that the sound of the clinking of bones in a jar's signal to her return or some such nonsense.
Do not discount tales told by fishwives to their children at night. You will find, I believe, that there is much truth to them. In fact, I might have a lead on our drowned hag. Summon Lottie and Mr. Flummery Cox.
Flubber and Cox.
Yeah, I think Wolfar will be like, yeah, I think Cox is still sleeping up in his room. It's already noon. I don't.
Do wake him.
He's actually sleeping on one of the tables in the main room, like on the table.
Oh, I look over and then I just like kind of like kick at the stool that he's on.
He just wakes up suddenly. He's like, "No, Mom, I don't want any porridge. I mean, what do you want?"
Your presence is requested by none other than our good friend Con.
Ugh. Conrad. All right. Let me get ready. And he just hops off the table, pops his collar, says, "Show me to Conrad."
Conrad brings Lottie around.
Yeah, and Lottie's just there,
Ulfa, would you be a friend and restrain our good friend Flummery Cox?
He thinks about this for a second and then just kind of like shrugs and just like grabs his arms and like pulls them behind his back and like with his bulging muscles.
Cox doesn't resist and sits there with a cocky look on his face. Is like, "Well, what's the meaning of this?"
Oh, this isn't for you, Flummery. He turns to Lottie and says, "Lottie, I expect you will tell me why the witch that they burnt as the drowned hag was found in your establishment."
Logar looks over like, "What? Here?"
The lady that was here?
That is what I heard from Lady Haas herself. Am I to infer that you are unaware of the goings-on in your own establishment?
Goings-on in my establishment? Give me a leadership check.
There's leadership.
2 failures. She says, "Well, your attitude is quite rude, sir. But you're a friend of my friend, so I'll let it slide. But yeah, I'll please sit down around the table and let me tell you the story."
Do I still have to hold on to this guy?
No, you can release him. That was easier than I thought.
I release him and then just kind of give him
Conrad was prepared to start breaking fingers on Cox Flummery to get Lottie to talk.
You see Cox like flex his shoulders and he's like, "That's what I thought, Conrad. A whole lot of talk,
That is what you thought.
a whole lot of non-action." And he sits down on the table.
Look to Conrad and be like, "You want me to hit him?"
That won't be necessary.
All right, let me know.
I slide Ulfar a beer.
Conrad just like walks over, like kind of puts his hand on Cox's shoulder and gives him like the most grotesque smile, and then just like sits, takes his seat.
Somehow too few and too many teeth.
Yeah, too few in some areas of the face, too many. Some aren't in the right place.
And she sits down and Lottie tells you the story of, I'm not going to go through it all in her voice, but she describes how a woman named Gertrude came 3 days ago, came to the River Run Inn, and she was distraught and she was sick. She had these markings all over her face, and she kind of babbled incoherently about needing to get into the pools. And actually, she didn't even find her in the tavern. She found her like on the banks of the river, clawing at dirt.
Do you have a pool?
And she explains that when I was a child, way before a child, my grandfather Ming used to have baths in the basement. But those have been locked up for years, decades. And they're actually flooded by the river. Eventually the river took over the bottom floor. But yes, the day, and she realized she needed to help this woman, to help Gertrude. So she took her in and fed her and did her best to help her, even though she was raving mad. And then the last night that the dinner group, the dinner club, the supper club that ate at the River Run Inn every week showed up and then left unexpectedly, and Gertrude was gone.
Good old Sigmar Supper Club.
We do so love Taco Tuesday.
Tuesday? Oh, no wonder.
So Conrad's kind of leaning back and tenting his fingers as he listens.
I need one more leadership check from Conrad.
Wait, can anybody assist him?
Yeah, I'd like to try and do help by almost acting like a translator. So whenever Conrad says something cryptic and dark, so basically any word that he says, I'll translate it over into something a little bit more sweet and charming, maybe.
So
What he really means, Lottie, is that we do think that perhaps these pools could be of interest and may be the source for our friends' eventual healing. I only got one success.
So I'll roll one additional die then.
One additional dice, yeah.
Got it. I'll just roll it here, just a d10.
Well, because of my doing my part, I think that would be an additional die on top
Yes, you're very right. That's
Ooh.
your special rule for a laborer.
Ooh, such a courteous halfling.
I have to get a 1 or a 2, so the odds weren't high.
So with that, you see Cox lean back in his chair, and he said, like, it's a very interesting story. If we only knew of a way to get into the pools beneath the River Run Inn.
Do we? Conrad turns to Cox.
Wait,
I
Clem,
mean-
Clem, do you know where to go, Clem? Have you heard of a place to go? Is he-
I believe that our friend is trying to refer to themselves. Cox, I don't.
My memory is so fuzzy. I'm trying to remember
Now, do you want me to hit him?
where.
Oh, hold on now.
And while I'm rubbing my forehead, trying to remember where this is, my hand feels so light, as if something needed to be in it.
Well, Cox, I do want to mention that you do often come to my stall without paying for any of the food that you end up taking from me. So if your hand does feel light, here's a scone. And perhaps in order to continue to receive any of my baked goods, you can assist us in getting down to this pool.
You see him take the scone, like eye it, think about it for a second, takes a little nibble. Well, I'll leave you with this. You might want to look at the riverbank where this Gertrude was digging a hole. I might know of a certain thing that's buried underneath the sand. But I'd be careful. There's some wild stories about what's down there.
Well, perhaps if only there was someone who was, smart enough and brave enough, heroic really, who could come and help us locate this item. But alas, I suppose that we will have to rely on Conrad, who is probably the most heroic one here.
Oh, low blow.
Don't say that about my good friends Ulfar and Log.
Yeah, Ulfar kind of like furrows his brow and like kind of look askance, but
I do the quick glance at you at Log and Ulfar and just kind of like just go. Conrad is so much more dependable and strong and capable. If only there was someone else here who is even more strong, capable, perhaps even charming to help us locate it. But anyway,
Cox.
I suppose we can get going.
Cox leans back in his chair and says, I wish you luck. If only there was someone here that brave.
Damn it.
Takes a bite of the scone. Good luck to you.
Lottie, have you been to the riverbank, Lottie? Do these stories align with what you recall of your baths that were closed off?
I don't know. I've been hearing stories about the riverbank too. I don't go out there very often. It's a dangerous place. But people say people say it's haunted.
Now, Lottie, I do notice that Lady Engelblut is here once again. Anything we should be aware of?
Oh, yes. You see her furrow her brow. Lady Engelblut. You see, give me a charm.
Okay. That is no successes.
Oh. She says, yes, Lady Engelblut is a fine, outstanding proprietor of my establishment, and she's quite a lady. And the wine she sells in here, I sell for her is it's quite tasty. Would you like to purchase a glass?
Well, Lottie, I do appreciate the sales pitch, but and I'll kind of like look like directly into her eyes and hand kind of like on her arm. If you do need anything, just you've always got a friend in me.
And you see her like tear up a little bit. She's like, "Thank you, Clem. That means a lot, but don't worry, I'll be okay. The river run in will prevail."
That it will. That it will.
So Cox is not coming with us, Conrad. Did I sort of get that impression?
You turn to in that moment. You turn to Cox, and he's like, he was leaning back in his chair. You see him already falling asleep, just like.
The stout and charming Flammery Cox is unfortunately short on courage, it would seem. And Conrad stands, he's like, I will dig it out, for there is no task beneath that of a worthy follower of Sigmar. And he immediately he like raises up, he like flooshes out here, billows his coat. Come with me. Perhaps toiling in the muck will grant your spirit succor.
As we enter, I give a Cox Flummery like a hearty slap on the back and be like, "Well, keep the place safe while we're gone."
Porridge. I mean, yes, of course, dwarf. I've got people to talk to and things to do. And he gets up and just kind of wanders off.
Don't let the pox get you on the way out.
Same to you, dwarf.
I think I lean over to Logard and I'm like, "Do you think he thinks we're the same person?"
Good question. I couldn't really tell who he was addressing there. It was a little confusing.
Conrad looks is like looking around the back, and he would have been looking around inside too, but before they went out for like a shovel or like a digging implement.
No,
He
yeah,
intends to dig out. Oh, go ahead.
in the kitchen. There's definitely a shovel.
I think Ulfar says, "Isn't that Lottie's like cooking like soup stirring shovel?"
The giant ladle, actually.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Exactly. This is what I'm talking about.
It smells faintly of stew.
This is what I'm talking about. You can't even tell what the tools are in the kitchen. It's the worst setup I've ever seen.
I need you, Conrad, to give me an awareness check, and everyone can help him. Oh, and Logar got a 2. Also, zero helpful dice here.
Dwarves don't got anything for you. One thing that they should know is
air.
Things.
Oh,
Leading the way for a reason. Leading the way.
there are 2 giant vents coming out. It isn't quite as gross as I made this because I just was having fun in Foundry VTT. It's not green and glowing and stuff like that.
Sludge. I don't even know what that is, but there's definitely radioactive sludge coming out.
Definitely rats in there.
But the 4 of you end up between these 2, let's just call them vents, where our drainage.
Conrad, are you sure this is the place we need to go?
I thought this is where you told me to dig.
And with that, with a little bit of digging, you end up revealing just like maybe a foot underneath this wet sand that is on the banks of the river. In between these vents, you end up revealing that's just this giant gear, and this is you realize this is what Gertrude was going after. And in order to turn this is an ancient gear. It's all rusted over, and there's sand in every nook and cranny of it, and it's stuck shut. This is going to be a toil check. A number of successes in a row will cause this thing to turn. I'm not going to tell you how many successes there are, but I need... Who's in the back there? I need both the dwarves to give me an awareness check. Just the dwarves.
I nod to Logar, and I like pull up my, well, I don't have sleeves, but
He rolls up his tattoos.
Pantomime it?
Yeah.
Logar gives you like a thumbs up. Says, excuse me. Craftsman, artisan coming through. I know what to do with these sort of situations.
Yeah.
It's convenient. I just purchased a flask of oil before this. You see rusty gears and things. Sometimes need a little coaxing before they are, shall we say, loosened a bit.
Yeah.
So, with the 2 successes on the awareness check, Conrad, you, as they're having a discussion, like talking about how they're going to turn this wheel with their big muscular dwarf arms, you kind of look over your shoulder and you realize that you hear like a just kind of like a sloshing sound. And as you look over your shoulder towards the river, you see human figures start to come up out of the water. Actually, they're emaciated figures. They're skeletons rising up out of the river, slowly trotting towards the group.
Witchcraft, devilry. He pulls out his pistol and draws his sword. He says, "Draw steel, friends."
It's just a gear, Conrad. You don't need a pistol. Listen, put that away. We're gonna oil this and spin this gear, and everything's gonna be fine.
Behind you.
What? Oh,
Behind you.
oh, grumbly.
So we're gonna go into combat now. Since you rolled the awareness check high enough, and you got 2 successes, you guys get the first turn. So what would you like to do? Think about the help action is gonna be really important here. Turning that wheel, you're gonna need some high toil skill level.
Toil.
I have a 3, but I also have 4 strength.
As do I. Good sir. Those will take this gear.
Yeah.
I shall help you, and perhaps Conrad can cover our backs while we open this quickly.
Listen, quickly, WD-40 this gear.
Oh my goodness!
Oh
my goodness!
For the listeners, Logar rolled 4 out of 4 successes on his toil
Nice.
Logar knows his oil.
Probably uses all the oil.
Yeah, he lubricates it in just the right place.
Then I will go and go over to Conrad, give him a good pat on the back. Make sure that you aim right about there, and I would like to try and give you the help action.
So you're helping Conrad with a shooting check?
Yeah, I think we'll give that a shot.
Oh my goodness, look at all those dice.
Dwarf ingenuity at its finest. Dwarven.
So that is 4 successes on the toil. You brace against this gear.
Yeah, like flakes of rust are like starting to like come
chip off.
And float into the wind as I like effortlessly like push this gear.
And you know something like when something's stuck like a jar lid or something, you get it past that part and then it's smooth sailing after that. As you're turning it, you can kind of feel like the sand particles in the gear, so it's grinding constantly. It's just like Clem, you did the help action for Conrad?
Yes, I got 1 success on a shooting test, so that's going to be 2 extra die because I'm doing my part.
Yeah.
So nice, so friendly.
So yeah. Conrad is he's kind of his burnt half just kind of rick this grin, and he's like thank you, my dear Clem, and he looks, and he adjusts his aim, and he pulls the trigger.
Okay, just so you know, the range for a pistol is close to short, so you need to be in the same zone as your enemy.
Oh, in that case, he's firing his crossbow.
Okay, there you go.
After taking his tutelage from Clem, he raises his crossbow and fires.
2 successes. The skeleton's going to try to dodge out of the way with an athletics check, but it's a skeleton, so it's a really poor roll. That's 2 failures. So that means you do 5 damage. His resilience is 4. He dies. You see the bones just scatter.
It's like a pinata.
Now in the skeleton's turn, they all shamble forward. Just slugging through the mud. They can only move 1 zone at a time. But behind them, you see more skeletons popping up out of the water.
Quickly, Logar!
Quickly! All gather around the gear.
Back to Uthar turning the gears. Logar, do you want to help him again?
Oh yeah, a little more. Let's. No. Look, get your legs, get your back into it.
No. Yeah. And then...
Just more leg, damage legs. Come on.
Wow. Logar is killing it.
I've turned a few gears in my day.
All right, so I get 3 extra die for that.
So you'll be rolling 7 dice now, yeah.
Hey,
so that's 3 more successes. Now it's starting to move a little more.
Yeah,
you feel like you're almost there. Clem and Conrad, what do you want to do?
Oh, shoot. So your crossbow, you still need to reload that, right?
Yeah, Conrad at this point slings his crossbow. That's a free action, right, to switch?
Yep. Yes, it is.
Slings his crossbow and draws his pistol and sword, and he says, "Are you prepared to die beside me, Lady Clem?" And
Clem's already running away as you say that.
Clem?
I don't know much about the dying part, but I'll stand with you. As she pulls out her new gun.
Her piece.
Yeah. Holds it sideways, of course.
Conrad will just shoot. I can shoot 1 zone away, right? I think he'll just do it.
You also notice that the skeletons are shambling 1 zone movement at a time. They're slow.
But yeah, you could shoot and then move back to your zone. You can shoot first.
So Conrad, stepping back. As he's stepping back, he's firing.
Oh, 0 successes. You see the skeleton. You see him fire, and it just goes right over his shoulder.
Can I not spend a fate to make that a success?
You can burn a fate and just make it a success.
Burn a fate.
Oh,
wow.
yeah.
Wow. Oh, but I don't know. I don't think I mentioned this at the beginning of the session. All your fates back up to full at the beginning of this session. So if you use fate last session,
burning means it won't come back.
Burning won't
outside of certain circumstances.
It means it won't automatically come back. You'd have to use an endeavor, your endeavor to like gain the fate back. And you rolled 2 dice, so that means it's 2 successes. And it kills the skeleton, just shatters the skeleton.
Conrad is like laughing, and like he's like scream laughing in like a manic hysteria, and he's yelling, "For Sigma!"
All right, Clem, what are you doing?
I think I'm going to move down into this zone, and I'd like to ready an action. So when the skeleton moves into the zone, I would like to fire.
Okay, it is now the skeleton's turn. They're all just shambling up, and the one that enters your zone.
Oh, a 5, an 8, and a 9. That is no successes.
Oh, that means no matter what I roll, that's a failure. What he's doing,
also never fired a gun.
Yeah.
he is moving into combat with you, and it's technically charging you. So he gets +1 dice to his melee attack.
None.
None. He got 2 more than you. So
All right.
his damage is 3 + 2 = 5. What is your resilience?
2. So yeah, that definitely cuts through.
You take a wound. This is the first time we get to roll on the wound chart.
That's an 8.
Oh no.
Shaking grip. Shock and temporary nerve damage jolts down on your arm. Drop what you are holding in a random hand Until the
Oh,
wound is
no.
treated, you cannot use the aim action.
It is an axe or a pistol. So we'll say.
So it's randomized
one-
between the two. Yeah.
That's the pistol dropped.
Right
Oh
into the
man.
sand.
Pistols on the ground. Just so you know, normally picking up an item off the ground is a free action unless you're within close range, which you
course.
are with a skeleton.
Okay. I imagine what happens is this thing is charging at me and I hand shaking a bit.
Yeah.
I fire, but I don't hold on to the weapon hard enough, so it just flies out of my hand.
Conrad, don't let her get surrounded.
Yeah, Conrad is already it's not in this turn because it's the skeletons are moving, but Conrad's already running in.
All right.
All right, well, it's that was the skeleton's turn. Of course, more skeletons continue to rise up out of the river.
Oh man.
Now there are just dozens of them. It is now on to you. Are you guys going to attempt to continue to turn the wheel?
Logar looks back at all the impending skeletons and he goes, they can handle it. Come on, let's together.
Oh,
no, look at this.
Logar
Zero.
slips and falls his face into the sand.
Plus one to the oil.
Yeah,
Too
yeah,
much oil.
it was too slippery.
I forgot we did a whole 360 degrees. I forgot we're back to the oil. Ugh.
Oh,
Okay,
Go-
I
go
got
for
3
the pot.
successes.
that's
I see
3
that.
successes. Guess how many successes you need? You need to finish turning this crank. 3. You push as Logar slips and bangs his funny bone onto the gear. You're like, Wolfar's like, I can do this, and he turns, and then once you get past a certain spot, it goes free, and you hear this rushing sound. And coming out of the ends of these vents is just a torrent, gallons of the murky water that you remember seeing.
Oh no, Clem.
And guess what? Clem is in the path of this water. I need Clem to give me you have attempts to dodge out of the way too. So it's either brawn or athletics.
Okay, I think we'll do athletics, but I do have the workers' leathers, which has a trait +1 die on test to avoid physical hazards.
Oh yeah,
Nice.
this is technically a hazard. Yeah, 100%.
Playing he pulls the workers' leathers card.
I gotta do
I like it.
something here.
I like it.
The laborer class is overpowered.
Clem is OP.
That is 2 successes.
2 successes. You successfully jump out of the way.
Oh, the leathers.
Yeah, you hear the rushing of water coming your way. You know that it's not going to be good.
Yeah.
And with that, the torrent of water that comes out floods all of the skeletons back into the river.
My pistol.
Oh, the pistol!
Yeah.
I mean, give me.
probably-
Yeah.
It's gone. It's washed away. That's your penalty for.
Conrad grabs Chloe. He's like, no, no.
I
You
need.
spent good money on that.
That's okay. That weapon was a potential piece of evidence. Don't worry about it.
Quite literally.
It
washed
went where
away.
it's supposed to be, thrown into the river like any good mobster does.
Yeah.
As this torrent of water exhausts out of the vent pipes, it slowly dwindles until it's nothing. And what happened was the grates that were on the end of those vents were blown off. And now these vents are you can walk into them. All right, you are heading down these vents. How do you want to get on these vents? Are you going full? I'm assuming you're going stealthily.
Conrad, you take the left. We'll all take the right.
Conrad's like, the righteous path is lonesome indeed. I imagine Conrad just went right in. He's like, Sigma has expelled the foul waters of hated Manan. We may venture forth, and he like runs in.
Yeah. Do they appear to go to the same place?
Yeah, they're all going to the same place.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. I follow close behind Conrad.
Yeah. We'll all take the same vent.
I'd like to follow behind Conrad, but I'll go stealthily because of my short size. I'll just hide behind him the whole time.
Behind every great witch hunter is a talented halfling.
It's true.
Anyone going stealthily, give me a stealth check.
I got 2 successes, so I'll just be kind of lurking in Conrad's shadow.
So okay, let's see here. So I'm gonna jump to this map here. This is the entrance to the ruined baths that were beneath the River Run Inn beforehand.
Ooh, okay.
Cool.
It's all designed in Grand Cathay motifs, like as in mimicking ancient Chinese imagery, and it's beautiful, but it's in shambles, and the water just drained out, so the pools are still filled with water, but everything's wet, like all the surfaces are kind of slick. And at the very end of these baths are 2 giant it's a sculpture of 2 cupped hands, and one's kind of broken off, and in the actual palms of the hands are like this giant growth of barnacles and seaweed, and it's just a mess in there. But as you enter the space and you realize you're making a little bit of noise is echoing off these bare walls as you in the pool area. There's a lot of echo, and you start to hear a sound directly in front of you. You start to hear creaking and breaking of things are snapping, and you start within that sound you start to hear what sounds like items hitting glass, as if something solid is inside of a glass bottle and it's shaking.
Bones.
The next thing you hear is the most distinct, clear thing you've heard in a while, and it's just a giant exhale. You hear and that giant growth of barnacles in the center of the cupped hands starts to move and shiver, and this giant monster stands up in the hands. And I'm gonna share a picture with you. Tell me if this shows up on your screen.
Yeah, it does.
Oh.
That is a troll hag. I need everyone to give me a quick recall check. With Ulfar, you get a +2 dice to it.
Oh, Conrad, you can take this one from here. We'll be outside when you're done.
The faithless tremble before the foe.
Only 1 success?
I listen.
One for everybody.
I see a troll. I kill a troll. I don't worry too much about the details.
So,
He's never allowed a troll to live long enough to ask them anything.
Exactly.
All of you know about trolls. You've heard about trolls. You've heard about river trolls, which is actually what this thing is. But you've never seen the one this big. In this one, it's very poignant that we watched The Last Unicorn, because there is some saggy breasts coming off of this troll hag. I would dare say a scaled, fish scaled breast. It's not a pretty sight. It's not a pretty sight. The one thing you do know about trolls that pops into everyone's mind immediately is trolls have regeneration. They can heal back wounds, but those cannot be healed with fire damage.
The oil is still a good idea.
He's just gosh, the one time. It's good. There's probably a torch laying around here in this completely saturated environment. He's probably starts looking around.
And you see her stand up, and she's starting to rock her body. And as she's rocking her body, you see wrapped with this rope that's the thickest rope that's on boats to moor boats into a dock are connected to this giant glass jar that's hanging around her neck. And you see something inside of there jingling around you. You hear it jingle, and she says,
Who dare enters this dungeon?
And she starts to... That's all she does. That's all you know. None of you have the lore winds of magic or the talent winds of magic, right? And as she does, she raises her staff and...
Ulfar, without hesitation, says, "I will not stand you to live this earth, troll." And he's going to move here. And he's going to throw an axe, I think is what he's going to do. He's
Okay.
going to move. And
that is one success. I had one success also, so that's a 0. It's a success with 0 potency. So what's the strength on the throwing axe?
it is strength +1. So my strength is 4, +1 is 5.
Hag gets the staggered condition because you did not break her toughness.
Okay, so right into the shoulder, but it doesn't stick in. It just kind of glances off, but like staggers her nonetheless.
Correct.
Okay.
All right. What would anyone else like to do?
I'm gonna help with Conrad with whatever he's gonna be doing.
So Conrad, also he steps forward bestride Ulfar and says, "Would dying to a foe such as this please Grimnir?"
"'Twould please me."
And he smiles. He says, "'Twould please Sigmar." And then he fires the crossbow. Clem is helping.
Yeah, Clem just says, "Oh, just up just a little bit," and I tap your elbow.
And he's like, "Oh, well, thank you very much, Lady Clem."
That is 2 additional dice. One
success.
success. And that's with the additional 2 dice, right?
Yes.
I had 0 successes. You hit.
Nice.
Hey.
Again, you don't break her resilience and she continues to be staggered.
Conrad kind of looks at his crossbow and he just tosses it aside and it goes into the water. And he draws his sword and pistol.
So normally when something is double staggered, the rules are when you take staggered after already being staggered, you have to choose between either taking a wound, falling prone, or giving ground, moving a zone away from the attacker. But the troll hag is a special kind of monster called a monstrosity, which means she is not affected by that.
I see.
Log actually would like to take a little beeline around the side of this thing. Seeing Dwarven combat tactics. Obviously, Ulfar is going to be distracting this hag's attention. So he's actually going to kind of move into this other zone. But while he's going, I'm not sure the exact rules for this, but I'd love to use my subterranean lore and try to examine this cavern. If it's been sort of flooded, waterlogged for years. You mentioned this moss and stuff on the creature and the walls. Perhaps there's some sort of congealed liquid that might be flammable in certain conditions.
Give me a recall check with +1 dice. Oh.
Use a fate.
Yeah,
you can use a fate if you like.
Okay.
Big bad.
Reroll. Oh, that's true. I can spend one to re-roll failures?
Yeah, re-roll all failures, yeah.
And you can also burn one to make it a success.
Well, in this case, I see like a symbol of Grimly, the Dwarven god, is like one tile on the wall. It must have been like a little. This is like where the dwarves. This is like the dwarf quarter of the baths for some reason. And there's one little section that draws my eye, and I'll burn my fate.
You do see these benches in the bottom right here.
Yeah.
You see, like, this was like the almost like the changing room. Like everyone went over here to drop their items and then jump in the pools back in the day. And underneath the benches, you see some people's items that have been left there. They're all decayed and rotted away, but there's a few glass bottles.
Oh, you do need massage oil in the bath.
Oh yeah.
Or
Kerosene as massage oil.
Log knows the look of oil. Log certainly knows what oil looks like from a distance.
And these are basically vials of some flammable material. That is your turn. It's now back to the troll hag's turn. She's going to like lumber off of this cradle of stone hands that she's on. Again, the crunching sound is those barnacles. She's breaking away from the barnacles that grew over her and like sealed her to this hand statue, and she crumbles over and kind of dunks into the water. All right, everyone in the center position, which is Ulfar, Clem, and Conrad, all of you start to like see stars in your eyes and everything's kind of weary. And a spell has been cast upon the three of you called Troll Brains. The three of you are distracted for the next turn, which means all of your tests are -1 dice. And with that, her turn is over.
Yeah, Ulfar, with hatred and blood in his eyes, charges forward and says to the troll, "Be it you or I who falls, it will be glorious." He's charging straight.
Yes, so this is difficult terrain. Take an athletics check. If you fail, you fall prone immediately after crossing the difficult terrain.
All right, well, that's what fate is for, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh no!
I'll be burning a fate.
All right, so you successfully charge.
What?
Yes.
Slippery tile.
So you get a bunch of bonuses here for being a troll, right?
Yeah, so I get well, not a bunch. So I get a +1 on melee tests against all creatures of the type troll, and I get +1 for charge. 2 successes.
2 successes. I had 0 successes. That
Cool.
goes through. How much damage do you do? How much your damage?
Great Axe is, yes, strength +3. So my strength is 4 +3.
And then 2 potency gets you to 9, and that breaks her resilience,
Yeah.
and she takes a wound.
No, she
Nice.
takes 2 wounds.
Ah,
Because
she takes 2 wounds.
I have living doom. So
As you wade into the water is up to your like nipples at this point,
yeah,
and
basically.
you have the great axe above your head, and you bring it down, wham, right into her shoulder, and you see her just wince in pain and. All right, what would everyone else like to do?
Do not mess with Ulfar. Dang.
Did Ulfar just murder 2 people the other session too?
Yes. Yeah.
I think Clem is going to look at the crossbow that was dropped and pick it up and start reloading it.
Oh.
So helpful.
So give me a dexterity check.
You just take a bolt out of his quiver and like that's like hanging off the back of his like pouch.
And you need 2 successes to reload this crossbow.
Oh, I actually only got 1.
All right, it is an exacting test, so like 1 counts towards next turn if you want to continue to reload it.
I had to fish it out of the water, so
Yeah.
it's taking me a little
Yeah,
long.
yeah.
There's a snail attached to it.
Yeah, add it on to the crossbow. Maybe it'll do a little more.
All right, Conrad and Logar, what do you want to do?
Logar's just going to run up. He's going to charge behind this Caryatid. Anybody? Yeah.
Yeah,
then
sure.
gonna
Yeah,
take
kinda does
cover.
look like one.
Take cover behind this sort of broken statue as he's double fisting these flasks of massage oil as he runs up and watches Logar's. Get him, Logar! Yes.
You have run into my first hazard.
Wah, wah.
Don't put the oil on yourself now.
Give
Never
me
trust a Caryatid.
give me an awareness check.
Oh,
1
okay.
success.
One.
As you're running this area, see that little wood in the area you move through. There's like a crate there. As you're right about to like jump on top of it and jump over it, you realize it's like a crate filled with rats swarming inside of it, and you see that and you step over it.
I'm going to try to take cover. Basically.
So give me a stealth check, and I will do an awareness check.
Oh, dude, he got to slide on the
the
slippery tile.
Yeah.
He stays low in his dwarven posture. He crouches behind the Caryatid. Maybe he's considering this career choice. Ponder.
All right, Conrad, what are you doing?
So Conrad, he'll shoot at the troll. Let's just do that. Let's just shoot
Okay.
at the troll.
Logar makes a mental note, seeing your hesitation to jump in as you pause at the edge of the tile.
Yeah, he's like, ugh. Like looked at the water. He's like, I don't want to do that. I don't want my feet to get wet. And hear me out, Logar. What if I used aim so that he shoots the bottle when you throw it and it lights it on fire?
Oh, Love it. Love it.
Cool.
Gives a little wink, and he's like a little cheers and a little wink.
Yeah.
So
Well, I'm
he's-
thinking like he's trying to aim, he's trying not to shoot like trying not to shoot Ulfar as Ulfar's like jumping around and like attacking the troll.
The one thing I'd say is you have to wait till next turn to do that, because Logar's already used his turn. So in
Like,
his
yeah,
next turn, he'll
I-
toss the bottle, you shoot it in the air.
So that's what I'll do. I'll aim.
2 additional dice.
Oh,
Thank you.
nice,
Solid,
Additional
solid.
dice.
nice.
The troll hag's gonna go, and she is going to move to here, still within the same zone. Oh, and Uthar, this is gonna be real tough for you.
Great, I love it.
First, she is going to do a smothering embrace and wrap her arms around you.
I was like the tree.
Just like the tree, I knew.
knew.
That's why you wanted us to watch it.
Had to throw that in. Had to get that in here somehow.
I need you to give me an athletics check to defend.
1 success.
I had 1 success also. I am successful. That is a damage of 5. What is your resilience?
We're not 5.
6?
Oh no, it is 5. My resilience is 5.
Oh,
So you are now staggered. She's gonna pull like this gross decaying netting from outside our side and throw a net over you. I need you to give me another athletic check.
1 success.
I had 1 success also, which means it's a success. It doesn't do any damage, but you can no longer give ground. And the
Okay.
last thing she's going to do is she's going to raise her foot up and attempt to stomp you.
3 actions.
3 actions.
Crazy.
3 actions.
Give me one
Monster?
more athletics check to defend.
Well, Ulfar did want to die in combat.
That's true.
Yeah.
Though I did get 2 successes.
Oh,
Guess how many successes I had?
Probably 2.
2.
Solid.
the foot
All
comes
right.
down. The barnacle
This
foot.
has a strength of 7.
All right, so that beats me by 2.
So I need you to roll on the wound chart.
5.
5, a battered leg. Your legs buckle at the impact, threatens to pitch you to the floor. Test endurance to avoid suffering the prone condition. You can remove this condition by using your free move or recover action.
3
Oh,
successes.
jeez.
Oh, 5 endurance.
Yeah, I have 5 endurance.
Say that.
5 dice. Man.
Okay, that is her turn. It's on to you guys.
Gotcha. All right, cool. Then I will go ahead and get my bonus for attacking a troll and swing. I got 1 success.
I had 1 success also, which means you are successful.
Yeah.
All right, but because I did not get 2 more successes than my opponent, I do not get the additional move. So
what is your total strength with your strength plus 3 from the great weapon with 0 potency? So it's total 6. No, it's total 7.
7.
That does not break her resilience.
Oh wow. Okay.
Which means she takes the stagger condition for a second time, which triggers her reaction, which happens to be the regen.
I see.
So she heals a wound.
I am going to finish reloading this crossbow,
Okay. Dexterity check.
Oh, yeah.
and that is the last success that I need.
Okay, it
Crossbow
is reloaded.
And then I am spending 1 fate to improvise by trying to use my charm to distract the hag.
How would you do that?
My idea is I reload the crossbow, and then I feign trying to lift it up, and then I drop it. Oh, my Manon's maiden will not be happy with me here. Oh, goodness. And trying to just give off the impression of being some helpless individual just happenstance down.
Particularly delicious. looking
Particularly delicious. Maybe like let some scones fall out. Oh, no.
Oh my scones!
My scones are everywhere. That would definitely be either a charm or a leadership. I just don't know which one.
I feel like if acting would be charm.
Yeah, it's charm. It's charm.
Okay. And now I also have the peasant's garb, which gives me +1 die when pretending to be helpless.
Dude,
Rips off her leather
that's
workers.
so powerful.
Labor maxing. Let's go ahead and try this out. That is 2 successes.
And I had 2 successes also, which means you are successful, which means she is distracted.
Yes. I don't know what that does, but it sounds helpful.
It means all of her tests are -1.
Oh, that is
good.
Excellent.
That will be helpful.
All right, are we doing this flash thing or what?
Yeah,
We're
let's
sure
do
doing
it.
this flash thing.
Yeah,
he
let's
just
do
he
it.
just he winks. He sees her, the hag kind of turn towards Clem, and it's the scones. He's like, oh, not this. Oh, he's just sort of a little sad inside if the scones fell out and touched
The
the
boysenberries.
floor. And he's like, he just kind of winks at Conrad and kind of just drags the cork on the floor, and it just kind of this like decrepit, decayed cork kind of alights, and he chucks it at the troll in the air.
All right, I need to give me a throw check, and I'm not going to counteract it because you were hidden. Oh.
Well, that would be good, but Grumley, he also looked and saw a little symbol of a Grungni on the flask, and he's like, dwarven massage oil. Whoosh, and he burns. He's gonna burn a fate.
So that is 2 successes. So now do the shooting attack from Conrad. Oh,
But don't worry, I was prepared for this.
0 successes.
I will burn my fate.
That means it's 4 successes. I get to counteract that with an athletics check with -1 because I'm distracted. That's 0 successes.
Mm-hmm.
So it means you have 4. What's the strength on the pistol?
That'd be 5 and ignores armor.
So that causes her a wound.
And she's now ablaze.
And she is ablaze, and she cannot heal because this is caused by fire damage.
all right.
All right. Is that everyone's turn? It's back to her, right?
I think so, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, she is so mad. She is going to move into here, and she's gonna like go up to the lip of the pool and raise and like, oh, she's like way above it. She puts her hands on the top, the deck of the pool, and she just opens her mouth, and that same like gray tepid water, she belches it out all into the zone in the center where Conrad and Clem are. I need both Conrad and Clem to give me an endurance test, and if you don't get 3 successes, you take a wound.
Whew.
Oh,
3 successes are impossible for me.
Oh, that's bad.
Oh wait,
That's just too
wait,
bad.
let me-
well,
Okay.
luckily I'm wearing my workers' leathers, so
It's like half and half. It's like Two-Face. He's got like turns right, turns left.
I still failed.
let's see,
Oh.
3 successes.
Both of you roll on the wound chart.
I rolled a gashed brow, the 7.
That is the monster's turn. It is now your turn again.
Okay, cool. I will go ahead and try to move up to the upper area where Conrad is.
That's 1 success. You do it successfully.
Sweet. So we're gonna come up here, and I am going to. Yeah, I think I'm just going to attack now. I because I've started doing my stuff, I can't wait for assists, right?
No, you can take it back and
Yeah, because I was gonna say my turn. I just wanted to assist Ulfar.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I'll say that Conrad is assisting Ulfar on Ulfar's attack by also like attacking
Yeah.
and disrupting the hag's defenses.
So give me a
Full
melee. No, 0 successes.
Okay, so I will be using one of my 2 fate, spending it
To make it glorious. So you can
To make
reroll
it-
your.
an unmitigated success.
Oh, because of honor bound. Yes. So that's
Yes.
3 successes.
Ooh, baby.
So it's 3
you'll get 3
additional
additional
dice.
Okay.
How many dice can you get there, Ulfar? You got a few more need a few more?
I can get up to my weapon skill is 3, so I can get a maximum of 3 additional dice. So I think that's the
There you
max.
go, you're set.
That's 3 successes. And she's still distracted, so she's getting -1 to her athletics, right?
Yes, she is.
Cool.
That's 1 success, so it's 2 more. 7, 8, 9. That breaks her armor. That she's gonna take a wound.
She's gonna take 2 wounds because I got 2 more successes.
Oh my goodness!
Hey, got the 3. Yeah.
The comrade just cries like, Sigma smiles upon us, dwarf.
Yeah, and like an unintelligible cry of like, despair and like rage comes over Ulfar as he like brings his axe down onto the troll in.
Ugh.
Like,
Again, right down on her shoulder. This time the opposite one. 2 giant gashes on her like barnacle encrusted broad shoulders.
Yeah, Logar is now with that. She's sort of her attention's focused on the rightfully so, the Slayer. He is going to try to push over this crumbling caryatid statue and have it land on top of the hag. Try to just meet the weight. He's gonna just like the cart. He's like, just use his legs and just try to. Hopefully, perhaps Clem can distract the hag so she looks up, exposing her head, and then the statue will fall upon it.
Okay, what I am gonna say what this means is if you successfully do this with a brawn check to push over this heavy stone statue, it will land on her and she will become burdened. And burdens means she can't move. Or she can't use a maneuver action, so she can only move 1 space.
Yeah, could I assist by like with her kind of like starting to reach out of the water a little bit more? Maybe with like athletics by kind of like moving close to her and kind of like shaking my ass at her, just be like, come take some of this, and dodging out of the way.
Yeah, sure.
2 successes.
Clem can get it.
Damn.
So 2 extra successes. Excellent.
Good.
2 successes, and I am going to roll athletics to get out of the way.
Very
That
distracted.
-1 die.
Very distracted by this
-1.
small halfling rear.
Yeah, -1.
I only had 1 success. It lands on me. She is now burdened.
Nice.
All right. It is her turn now, right? In the lastest ditch effort, she's going to just scream out in rage and attack Ulfar.
Come slay me now if you dare.
Attack 1. Give me a athletics check. I had 2 successes. Yes.
Yes, so far.
You are not worthy to kill me.
Second attack.
Struggling under the statue.
All right. Give me an athletics check.
1 success.
1 success. I had 1 success.
Okay, that's
This is the strength 7 attack. So give me a roll on the wound chart. You already have a broken leg, so you're rolling 2d6 now.
Oh.
2d10. 2d10, sorry.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
No, not your hand.
Smashed hand with a hideous snap and spray of blood. Through your sundered flesh, you see a glint of white bone. Drop what you were holding in a random hand, which you have a double-handed weapon, so that means you drop your great axe. And test endurance to avoid losing a finger.
Sure.
Woo.
1 success.
Those are some thick dwarven fingers.
If you use the injured hand before the wound is treated, you suffer the critical injury condition, which is basically the route to death.
Cool.
Oh.
Which hand was it?
His non-dominant hand, just to make this easier.
I'm really rooting for that TPK.
What? Guys, we got this. We got this.
We did.
And then she also moves 1 spot to here. Okay, it is your turn now.
Well, seeing that, Log looks again at Conrad and just says like, huh? And he has his left hand with the second flask of oil. and he's gonna.
Conrad's like, huh?
Huh?
Wait, actually, Conrad's pistol's empty.
He's,
Oh yeah, he didn't reload it.
he's like, yeah. Oh, no.
Click, click, click.
As Clem is
Oh.
holding your fully loaded crossbow.
Oh, okay.
Oh shoot,
Ooh.
Clem.
Swapsies. Okay.
Definitely
Now,
like an
it-
action movie pose where you take the loaded crossbow and throw it over to Conrad and he catches it and then shoots.
Okay.
Yeah, there we
While
go.
the flask is flying through the air again, it's a lit flask.
All right. So he's like, Clem, my weapon.
And just immediate toss it over.
Again, Logar just chucks this.
I think technically you just hand it over to him, so we don't have to do a test for that. But give me a throw check for Logar.
Oh, absolutely.
But again, his last fate to burn.
So
out
it
of my
hits
water.
her. Give me a shooting check, Conrad.
All right, let me aid first. That is one success, which is 2 extra die.
2 extra die. All right. 1 success.
Well, okay, here we go. 1 success, so you are successful.
Strength on the crossbow.
4,
That's
but it's
strength.
+1 damage to armored enemies.
Yeah,
She
so
is armored, but
5
5. That does not break
fire.
her. She becomes staggered again.
What's the fire?
Normally she would be able to heal right now, but she can't do that because she's ablaze, or she was ablaze. Yeah, she is staggered.
All right. We're not letting up. You know what? We're picking up that great axe and we're gonna use it.
Oh,
But
Even
we're
if you,
Because he's a slayer.
I seek death. This is what we
He
do.
doesn't even care.
So I got 3 successes.
oh
Yes.
no,
come on. Overrun.
that I only had 1 success, so that's 2 more.
2
So
more
your
wounds.
strength 4, +3 is 7, +2 for potency is 9. That breaks her the resilience, and it
Yeah.
kills her.
Yes.
I
Look at
slay
Omar.
you, troll. You shall not avail these lands, you wicked beast.
Now, what happens technically in game's turn is you become defenseless. Basically, the injury you have, you've aggravated so bad with this action, one last action, which I'm gonna say you lop her head off, because you hit both shoulders and now you lop her head off.
Yeah.
And in the moment, so much pain from doing that action, you pass out. You
I
become
think, like,
defenseless.
I swing the axe, and as it passes through her neck, I lose my grip, and it flings off into the water and splashes down as I collapse, to my knees, bleeding
epic.
profusely from my arm.
Logar spits on the troll's body. Stupid hag.
Her troll head flies through the air and lands on the side of the pool with a splat, while her body waits for a second with the primal instinct still in her body for a moment, and then it just slowly slumps over and sinks into the pool water.
You were not worthy for my death, beast.
Conrad comes up behind him, slaps Ulfar on the shoulder. He says, "I suppose Grimnir will have to wait another day for your soul, hey Dowie?"
I things are fading fast. He kind of coughs and
Just hold still, Ulfar. I'll let's see. I have some sticks here. We can put in a splint or something.
yeah, cool.
Logar's gonna go into the water and grab that necklace with the jar of bones on it. And he's gonna
Yes.
pick it up and he's gonna go tink 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 tink. What interesting tools I will be able to make with these. Give
Ooh.
one for all of us of the written of our adventures here.
As you examine this jar, I don't know, maybe you don't realize it right then, but when you take it back and show it to some people that you know, you realize this is an actual magic item. Magic items in this game are very rare. Very rare. And this is a quite interesting one. As you look at it, it's a jar, like, you know, like think of like those big jars that are used in interior design that like how like you put like big flowers in, but it's like a jar like as big as 2-gallon jugs. And it's like old, kind of warped, you know, sea glass. So it's kind of not uniform and it distorts your view. And inside, that thing that was jiggling around in the glass was actually a sawed off unicorn horn.
Ah.
There it is.
And this magic item is called a drowned man's whisper. Inside of it are the last breaths of a unicorn before it died. And it was captured and sealed in this jar. Now what it does is it gives you 3 charges of when you open it up and breathe in from the jar, you can hold your breath indefinitely until you exhale again. And that's how the troll hag survived for 40 years buried in this or submerged in this pool area.
Oh, and breathed out when we walked in. Cool.
Yes.
Yeah, got it. Nice.
That's cool.
Sweet.
So this is the end of the adventure. You guys did it. Congratulations. I'm surprised. The balancing in the Game Master's Guide says this monstrosity you should not have won. So good job.
Yeah, but Ulfar got
I chose to make it a troll before you even rolled your character, so that was just luck. But
oh, okay. I was about to say, I was like, oh, okay. It's nice that I got to use my talents in this case.
What I like to do at the end of this is take a minute and think about what your character's prologue would be. Maybe like a few minutes of 2 years down the line, you're in this situation, or where you ended up right after this, or maybe like who took the jar and what you're doing with it. Just a quick little off the cuff, off the top of your head, what you're doing. I want to start with one thing though. I want to start with one thing, and I'm going to commandeer Clem's backstory prologue, because I definitely want to say you're at your shop one day, maybe a few weeks later, and a tall gentleman in a red bandana across his face shows up at your stand and says, I heard you purchased a gun.
What on earth do you mean? I have no need for something like that. The guard keeps us safe enough, do they not?
You see him slap a gold coin down on the countertop.
Immediately snatch it. Yes, of course I purchased a gun. It's somewhere in the river now.
What, and then we don't need to elaborate on what plays out here, but how would you like to end that story? Just off the cuff.
I think what ends up happening is at that point a threat comes across that man's lips, and he departs. Later, though, we then come back to that same market stall where we see it's the closed sign is on there, and it's apparently been there for a good bit. It's a little bit kind of like dusted over at this point, and as long as Conrad's okay with it, we then see Clem appear in Conrad's story as a little more than a squire, but
Nice.
Ooh.
You're leaving your life of as a merchant behind and joining with Conrad.
believe so, as long as the good Sugmarian would have me.
Now
he will.
this is a change career endeavor if I've ever heard one. But go ahead, Conrad. Go ahead. Pick it up from there. Tell me your backstory, your prologue.
So this is a month later. This is a month later after. Wait, how much later was Clem's?
Weeks.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say this is 2 months later. Conrad hands Clem a lit torch. And before the two of them is covered in accelerant is the hideout of, what was the group led by Lady Haas?
The Sheltered Flame.
Sheltered Flame, yeah.
The Sheltered Flame. Inside are the 3 Sigmarites as well as Lady Haas tied down. And Conrad says, I grant you the honor, Clem. Bring low these traitors against Sigmar's legacy.
Are the Sigmarites gagged, or are they? Can they speak?
Well, how else are we going to hear their glorious screams?
Yeah, he wouldn't gag him. He's not a monster.
They
Mother,
are.
Mother Haste is screaming as the flames lick at her heels, and she says, "How dare you, you bastard! No, Sigmar's forsaken you."
If Sigmar had forsaken me, then why are you the one aflame, my lady? And Conrad smiles and closes his eyes, and he recalls the first day he ever truly felt warmth, when he did the same thing to his parents.
That is dark. That is dark.
And he turns to Clem and he says, my dear Clem, I believe we will have, I believe this is the beginning of a fruitful partnership.
Speaking of, I've got some new scones for us to try.
Oh, don't mind if I do. he's
Leave it right there. The end.
He turned down the scones in chapter 1.
Yeah.
Just eating the scones and watching the fire. That's a good scene.
That's a good scene. That's a great scene. Ulfar or Log, what do you think?
So I know what Ulfar is doing. So this is maybe a week or two later. His arm in a sling. He's at the River Run Inn, and he's met up with his contact Manfreda, who he once went on a ranging trip to slay his very first troll. And he is recounting the tale that of slaying the river troll beneath the very inn that they are in. And he says something to the effect of, "It's like, you should have seen the size of it, but my axe had it's like hot knife through butter, through that neck all the way, arcing. It was amazing. You should have seen it." And
oh boy.
And I think Manfreda like nods and says, "I think you're ready for your next task." And they begin discussing like the possibilities of like some monstrosity hydra that has
Yes.
blade.
She says something to the effect of, "Yes, Ulrich has shined upon you. The great white wolf speaks through the sharp edge of your axe. I salute you, brother. Together,
Yes.
you are ready for your next test. Maybe the manticore of the Misty Mountains is calling your name."
Sounds like a challenge. I hope to meet my glorious death there.
Huzzah! And then she jumps on her horse and rides away. Log, what do you think?
So 2 years down the road, since you mentioned it, Log has just opened up the new refurbished baths under the inn, and has created a new honor to Grungni, because obviously it was by the dwarven favor that we found the oil, found the tile, and hearing the sort of tale of Ulfar talking to his mentor about how, yes, people would love to hear that tale recounted. And so I do. And I began to tell the tale for visitors to the bath, and they pay the fee, have a bath, listen to the tales of how the adventurers slain the river hag, the drowned hag. And we still have the jar of bones kind of clinking in the top as a little, it's behind a little cage, can't get to it, but you kind of see, and then the decayed head of the skeleton skull of the troll sort of resides above where the hands were, in memorial to the visitors.
I have two questions. What is the name of your spa? And two, what treatments do you provide at this spa?
Mainly a lot of salt bath, restorative, mud. There's a little mud section on the north.
Very exfoliating.
Massage. There's a few, hired a few young doors have been trying to do massages. They're not quite good at it yet, though. It takes a little time. But Lottie also, serves food, brings that. You can actually, there's now a little spiral stair connection from the inn downstairs.
Very
A
nice.
little deal I have sort of going on with Lottie, it's a little business venture that we've arranged.
You finally finished those tools.
And I did the fireplace.
Yes,
tools,
the
her
cooking
whole
tools,
kitchen
cooking
is
set.
now kitted out. Her whole kitchen is now kitted out, and most of the handles now of a lot of the tools in her kitchen are made from the troll bones. From the river we killed it. So there's always little, from the hag, forged from the waters of the hag, of the drowned hag below the river run.
I always imagine like a nice spa for like humans is, like calm and serene and there are baths everywhere and all that cool stuff. But I imagine like a spa for a dwarf would be the same thing, but then like a barbecue in the center of it.
Somebody's working on something. There's like a workshop, workshop, get a towel off, wet towel.
I've got a question about Log's epilogue. Of the epilogue, if you will.
Yeah.
Does he tell the story including the human and the halfling, or is it the story of himself and Ulfar mightily slaying the hag?
Depends on the audience. you gotta tailor it to your clientele. You gotta, if some elves come in and the elf, like I sort of bring back the name of the elf who was assassinated. So he's, oh yes, he perished around the same time, but from the pox. It was a tough pox year, but he helped. When the elves come in, and we recount perhaps fluid tale.
Story's fluid.
I have a pitch for the name of this bathhouse.
Okay.
The Bath Tag.
Bath Tag.
The Bath Tag.
The Bath Tag. I like it. Well,
that wraps it up. Thank you so much for joining me. That was really fun. I really enjoyed that.
I actually have one note that I marked down on session 0. So my contact Malco, and he sees visions of Conrad. I wrote down that he sees visions of Conrad burning down a place of Sigmar worship.
Nice.
You literally,
You did that awesome. On session 0. That's so
I only wrote down sees visions of me, but that's what I had in mind.
And as the scene of Log in his spa serving people, telling the tall tale of how he single-handedly felled the troll hag, the camera zooms out, and you see in the darkness of the trees surrounding the area, you see Malco burning one small twig in front of him, seeing in the flames, seeing Conrad in the flames, and he says, "This group's story is not complete." And we'll call it quits on that.
Yay.
Yeah.
Great
Thanks,
job
guys.
running it, by the way.
Yeah.
This was very good.